All right, so we have this problem. It says graph the solution set for the given inequality. And so the first thing that should be a clue to us is that it says the words inequality. It also has an inequality symbol. And that's super important because that means we have to do two extra things. One of them is we have to figure out the type of line. And we'll talk about what that means in a second. We also need to shade. So those are two extra things we need to think about, and we need to remember to do those for inequalities. We do not do them for equations, but for this one we need to do it. So we're going to start by graphing this. It already is in slope-intercept form. Our y value is by itself. So we have negative 2/3 x plus 7. So to graph this, we are going to begin at our b value, which is a positive 7. So we're going to put a point at 7 on our y-axis. That's the best that I can do. And then from that point, we're going to use our slope to move. So our slope for this is our negative 2/3. So that means we're going to go down 2 and to the right 3. And so from that purple point, we're going to go down 2 and to the right 3 and put a point right there. And we're going to do it as many times as we can on the graph to make sure that our line is pretty accurate. Okay. So now, before we connect our dots, we need to think about the type of line. So if you remember, we either have a dotted line, so it's something that looks like that, or we can have a solid line. For a dotted line, that happens when we have the less than or the greater than, but not the or equal to. A solid line is when we have the or equal to symbol. So for our inequality, we have a less than symbol that is not or equal to. So that means we're going to have a dotted line. So we want to go in and, with our ruler, connect our dots with a dotted line. That is not very straight. You guys have a ruler. Okay, so then after that, we need to shade one side of the line. And so what we need to do is we need to plug in 0 for x. So we have y is less than negative 2/3 times 0 plus 7. So we end up with y is less than 0 plus 7, which is just 7. So we have y is less than 7. So 7 on our y-axis is our y-intercept, and we want the y values that are less than 7. All of the y values that are less than 7 are down here, and so we want to shade this whole side of the line. So all of this underneath it. So that is our graph for our inequality. Okay, we're going to do another one. So this one says, create a graph for the inequality below. So we have another inequality. And so we're going to start by graphing our y-intercept, which is -8. So about right there. And then our slope for this is a positive 2. So from this point, we're going to go up 2 over 1. And then up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. Up 2 over 1. That's close. Not very good. And then we need to look at the type of line that we have. And so for this one, we do have the or equal to symbol underneath, which means it's going to be a solid line. And so we can connect our dots with the solid line. We can extend that, and then we can draw some arrows on the end for our solid line. We also need to shade. So for our shading, we still plug in 0 for x. So we have y is greater than or equal to 2 times 0 minus 8. 2 times 0 is 0, so we have 0 minus 8. And 0 minus 8 is just negative 8. So we have y is greater than or equal to negative 8. So negative 8 on our y-axis is our y-intercept at the bottom. And so if we want the y values that are greater than that, we want all the values up here. And so we're going to shade this whole side of the line. So all of this. And so that's the solution area or the solution region. All the points in that shaded area would make the inequality true. And so we are done graphing our inequality.